My name is Stephen Goodman, and I will be discussing our paper entitled LaMPost, Design and Evaluation of an AI-Assisted Email Writing Prototype for Adults with Dyslexia. Dyslexia is a cluster of symptoms resulting in challenges with reading, spelling, and writing. While adults with dyslexia may adopt strategies to overcome reading challenges, many report ongoing difficulties with writing tasks. Accessibility research to support writers with dyslexia has focused on word-level interventions, including specialized spell checkers and word retrieval tools. Support for higher-level aspects of writing, such as sentences and paragraphs, are mostly absent from accessibility literature. As demonstrated by Yuan et al., large language models, or LLMs, offer novel forms of writing support via controllable text generation. But new questions arise with LLMs for dyslexia. For example, while generative features may help some to overcome a fear of the blank page, what impact might they have on this population's sense of autonomy? Our work was motivated by the following research questions. First, how can LLMs be applied to enhance the writing workflows of adults with dyslexia? And second, how do adults with dyslexia feel about LLM-assisted writing? To begin, we built LaMPost, an LLM-enabled prototype for email writing support. LaMPost's 3 features each targeted a different set of writing challenges expressed by writers with dyslexia. The Identify Main Ideas feature supports organization and clarity of high-level ideas. This image shows the LaMPost interface with an email to a friend. Selecting this feature generates a visual outline in the right-hand panel, broken into main ideas for each paragraph. The first has been summarized as, "It was great to see you over the holidays." Users can also choose to add a subject line. Here, the subject line reads, "Wishing you a Happy New Year." The Suggest Possible Changes feature helps writers identify adjustments for their writing. Here's the same email as before, now with the first sentence highlighted. Selecting this feature generates several suggested changes, such as rewrite this sentence to be more personal. Users can either exit the operation to apply a change themselves, or use it as an instruction for the third feature, rewrite my selection. This helps writers express ideas with the desired phrasing, tone, or style. Here's a new highlighted sentence. We'll have to find a time to meet again once things have settled down with work. Selecting this feature with a custom instruction, such as rewrite this to be understanding, generates several rewritten options. For example, we'll be in touch now that things have settled down. We evaluated LaMPost with 19 participants with dyslexia in a 3-part session. A background interview and system demonstration, an informal writing exercise, and a follow-up interview on the experience. All participants said they wrote emails regularly, and most sent several each day. I'll briefly outline their responses to each feature, followed by a couple of their key concerns for the system. I invite you to refer to our full paper for more. Rewrite My Selection was rated highest for usefulness on average, and 9 participants selected it as the most useful feature. It allowed them to find satisfying wording to express their ideas, and they liked using custom instructions to steer toward a desired tone or specific language. P18 said, "You're able to get a start on what you're going to say, and you can tweak your writing from there." At times, however, the LLM produced hallucinations, seemingly relevant but imaginary details added to each rewritten result. For example, P6 felt, quote, unnerved when the phrase "I've also posted on local Facebook" appeared in their message. It's almost like a suggestion or an assistant telling me to go do that. After noticing these inaccuracies, some worried that they would miss other hallucinations due to their reading difficulties. Identify Main Ideas was rated as the second most useful, but only 4 selected it as the most useful of all 3. Most participants did not identify a strong need for the visual outline. Still, a few participants were enthusiastic. P4 liked having, quote, an independent verification that I'm hitting the points that I want to hit. Notably, the optional subject line received a very positive response, including from several participants that were otherwise uninterested in the visual outline. P19 was excited that the system could compress a message into a single phrase, saying, "I always leave the subject line blank, nothing fits." Suggest Possible Changes received a mixed response. 6 said it was the most useful feature, particularly for fixing a detected but unclear issue. In P15's case, times where I'm like, something doesn't sound right. Another 6 said it was the least useful, as the suggested changes lacked a sufficient explanation. P16 said, it raises more questions than answers. Hallucinations were also an issue. At times, the suggestion would not be relevant for the selected passage, such as fewer commas for P11 when none were present. Most users found these inaccuracies unacceptable, such as P10. I'm going to think, why am I bothering to use it? However, P5 said they still offered some value. Quote, it sparks other ideas for how to rewrite things. Throughout our evaluation, the primary concern raised by users were these inaccurate, unhelpful, or nonsensical results. This was most apparent in the rewrite and suggest features. Each relied on a generative LLM prompt that was far less predictable than the summarization in the main ideas feature. Performance improvement should be a top priority, and personalizing LLM prompts with a sample of the user's writing may offer a path forward. Another top concern related to choice and autonomy. Our design prioritized autonomy by allowing users to choose the best option for their writing. And as this chart shows, we succeeded. Most users felt in control of the email's content. However, while the numerous options were helpful, even necessary to filter through poor results, they said this process was both cognitively demanding and time-consuming. Participants recommended fewer but more diverse choices, with the option to generate more if needed. To summarize, we evaluated LaMPost, a prototype for writing with a large language model, with 19 participants with dyslexia. Nearly all users found at least one feature helpful, and the rewrite and subject line features were the most popular. While the current accuracy of LLMs is inadequate for practical use, our results show their potential for accessibility in the future. And while users appreciated the autonomy afforded by the system, future work can explore how to balance this against an increase in cognitive load. Thank you very much for listening, and please refer to the full paper for more details on our work.